Hey guys, it's Larry Greenberg, and today we're going to take a look at a couple of products from Tech21. I have the Impact Band and the Impact Shield. The Impact Band is a case and it sells for $39.99. The Impact Shield is a screen protector which sells for $34.99. Now, I reviewed the first ever Tech21 case way back when. I'm going probably 2 years ago. It was one of the first reviews I ever did. And guys, the case was flat out awful. It was flawed. When I reviewed it, hopefully if you remember this review, it was missing a button for the sleep awake. You had to actually take the case off to get to the sleep awake button. Well, Tech21 has come a long way since then, and now they're sold in Apple retail stores, which is great. They've really become a successful company, and they make a wide variety of really protective cases with their D3O material. This is that really cool material that I'm sure you've seen people put over their hand and then smash with a hammer, yet they feel no impact. So we're going to start out with the case. I'm going to get to the screen shield in a second. This is the clear Impact Band, which comes in 5 colors, and I pop it open. It's got some pretty cool retail pack. It's got like this plastic thing around it and then another package on the inside. Pop all that out and you get to the case, which essentially is a bumper with a built-in back plate. So the back plate is just polycarbonate. It's very flimsy, very thin, definitely prone to scratches. Matter of fact, I scratched it putting it on. This seems to be a common problem with clear cases and the iPhone 5. When you go to put your phone in here, this metal corner just scratches the corner of the back plate, and I've seen this time and time again. You can see it right there on camera with clear cases, so it's just something you have to get used to. And then the bumper, which is made from TPU and then lined with that D3O material for like superior shock and impact absorption. So you're going to put the back plate into the case. Got to make sure you do it the right way, which I never seem to do. And then you can pop your phone in. So you want to make sure that it sits like in the back so it doesn't fall out. Then take your phone with the button side first and then just kind of click it in like you would a TPU case. This case does take some like massaging to get it right, because even when you do that, you can see it's obviously not on right. So you gotta kind of have to work around and move the case over the back plate and over the phone until everything lines up right. So just take some massaging to kind of lock it in. You kind of like click the phone into the bumper portion as well. It kind of locks it in nice and tight, and there you go. There's the finished installation. So this case has a ton of lay on the table. This lip comes up above the glass, so you can put it down screen side first and not worry about the screen making contact with any sort of flat surface. Again, this is that D3O material that lines the bumper, so if you drop this thing, it's like a super ball. Remember those super balls when you were a little kid? Yeah, that's exactly what this feels like. It like bounces when you drop it. Pretty cool stuff. I do have the screen shield on, which we're going to get to in a second. On the bottom, 3 individual cutouts, one for the mic, another for the lightning port, and a third for the headset jack and speaker. There's a look at the side. The cutout for the mute switch is rather small, but surprisingly it's totally accessible. The volume buttons get covered and replaced, but give good feedback when you press them, as does the sleep awake. That also gives you some nice feedback. And then there's the look of the back with the clear back plate. Again, this is optional. You don't have to use the back plate. And of course, it does have a cutout for the camera, secondary mic, and flash. So normally protective cases are big and bulky. Not so with the D3O material that Tech21 is using in their Impact Band. It makes this case super slim, yet very protective. Now, as far as the Impact Shield goes, which is right here, this again sells for $34.99 and has BASF material, which is actually a product they use in bulletproof glass, which is pretty remarkable. So I'll just show you what comes included. Again, I already have it installed. You do get one screen shield in here, a microfiber, and a squeegee. Now, the screen shield feels like a tempered glass screen shield. Matter of fact, let me pop it out of here just so you can see the thickness. They sent me 2, one I've been using and another one right here. There's the thickness of it. It's not as thick as, let's say, a Spigen Glass TR, but feels rigid like a glass screen protector. And once it's on your phone, it kind of has the same properties of a glass protector in that, number one, it's totally crystal clear. As you can see, can't even tell it's on my phone. And 2, it is fingerprint resistant and just feels like glass. Feels really nice. Cutouts are kind of awkward. They have that horseshoe cutout on the bottom. Hopefully you can make that out, which I do think is kind of strange. And then this weird cutout at the top with the opening. Personally, I just prefer more of the tight, full rounded cutouts around the front of the phone, but I'm sure there's a reason why they went with these instead. One thing I'll point out is I didn't achieve full adhesion of my screen shield. There's a little portion in the upper right hand corner, which I'm not sure you're going to be able to make out on camera, that just didn't stick down all the way for whatever reason. I did allow this to cure for 2 days or so, but it just never went away. If I turn it at the angle like that, you can really see that bubbling, but it's not that noticeable to the naked eye and probably not big of a deal. I'm sure if I try it again, I could get it down right the first time. So the Impact Shield and the Impact Band from Tech21 team up to give you 360 degrees of full protection for your iPhone 5, all in a package that is not much thicker than any standard case. Matter of fact, it's probably thinner than most cases. Pretty cool stuff from Tech21. So you can learn more about both the Impact Band and Impact Shield by visiting the link that I'll have in the video description. I'd also love it, of course, if you hit the annotation link so you can read my full review of the case and the screen shield over on runaroundtech.com. As always, if you have any questions about what you saw here today, you can drop me a line down below. Otherwise, have a great day.